Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Ava Dawson here with Daniel Garcia. And Daniel, I have to start with a reality of living in Fresno that none of us can escape. We get over 270 sunny days a year here in the Central Valley. That means sunscreen isn't just something you throw on for a trip to Woodward Park. It is literally daily, vital preventative health care. Yet, trying to find a top-tier, board-certified dermatologist who isn't booked out for 6 months can feel completely impossible.
It is a massive challenge in our region, Ava. Welcome, everyone. The reality is that the Central Valley is historically underserved when it comes to specialized medical care, especially dermatology. When you look at the landscape, many practices rely heavily on general practitioners or unsupervised staff just to keep up with the patient volume, which means patients end up taking a real gamble on their skin health.
Exactly. And that is why we wanted to look at the hard data. We spent this week analyzing the 2026 patient sentiment metrics on ScoreDoc to find the practices that are consistently delivering high-quality, verified care. We analyzed 15 local clinics over a 24-month window to see who actually rises to the top. And our first standout is Boswell Dermatology on Northwest Avenue. Daniel, their scorecard is incredibly impressive.
It really is. If you look at Boswell Dermatology, they hold a 4.7-star rating across 166 total reviews, with 48 of those coming in just the last 24 months. But the metric that really caught my eye is their positive sentiment score, which sits at a massive 91.6%.
That 91.6% positive sentiment is wild when you consider how critical medical reviews can get. And when you look at why, it comes down to clinical expertise. Boswell is actually one of the very few practices in the region that features a team of 5 board-certified dermatologists. Plus, even their nurse practitioners and physician assistants hold specialized dermatology-specific board certifications.
5 board-certified dermatologists under one roof is almost unheard of for a single local clinic. That level of specialization means whether you are going in for a routine skin check, a complex cosmetic procedure, or advanced Mohs micrographic surgery for skin cancer, you are seeing a true specialist, not just a generalist who does skin checks on the side.
Yes! And that clinical consistency is exactly what builds that deep trust we see in the reviews. Now, for patients who want that level of medical precision, but prefer a highly personalized, family-oriented atmosphere, the data points directly to our second top-rated practice, Paz Dermatology on North Recreation Avenue.
Paz Dermatology is a fascinating case study in reputation. They have a 4.5-star rating with 188 total reviews and a strong positive sentiment score of 88.3%. They have been serving the Fresno and Visalia communities for over a decade.
That 10-year legacy is so evident in how their patients talk about them. Dr. Carlos Paz is a fellowship-trained Mohs surgeon. But what patients rave about is how he balances that heavy-duty clinical expertise with a genuinely warm, family-run clinic vibe. People say the office feels incredibly welcoming, which is a major deal when you are dealing with something as personal and sometimes anxiety-inducing as skin cancer.
It really is. It shows that you can have world-class diagnostic equipment and fellowship-trained surgical precision without having to sacrifice that compassionate human touch.
Absolutely. And speaking of high-volume surgical precision, our third top-rated clinic takes us right near River Park on North Ingram Avenue. That is the Valley Skin Institute, led by Dr. Leslie Story. Daniel, their data profile is an absolute powerhouse.
Powerhouse is the perfect word, Ava. They have 289 total reviews, which is the highest volume in our top 3, and they still maintain a stellar 4.7-star rating. But get this, their positive sentiment is at a staggering 94.8%.
A 94.8% positive sentiment across nearly 300 reviews is almost miraculous in medical care. Dr. Leslie Story is a fellowship-trained Mohs surgeon who literally performs over 1,000 of these highly precise skin cancer surgeries every single year. The feedback highlights their advanced surgical suites, but patients are also obsessed with their exclusive medical-grade skincare line called Fig Skincare.
An in-house medical-grade line like Fig Skincare is a great touch because it bridges the gap between surgical treatment and daily maintenance. It shows they are looking at the patient's long-term skin health journey, not just the single procedure.
It really does. So, if you are looking at these three, how do you choose? If you want massive clinical scale and the security of 5 board-certified dermatologists, Boswell Dermatology is your spot. If you want that deeply personalized, family-oriented feel combined with great Mohs surgery, you look at Paz Dermatology. And if you want a high-volume surgical specialist with an advanced medical-grade product line, Valley Skin Institute is hard to beat.
It really comes down to matching your personal priorities with the clinical strengths of the practice. But the best part is you do not have to guess.
Exactly. We have made it incredibly easy for you to do your own homework. We have placed the direct links to the ScoreDoc transparency cards for Boswell, Paz, and Valley Skin Institute right at the top of our show notes. You can check out their verified review trends, patient sentiment breakdowns, and even see which 2026 insurance networks they accept before you make that call.
Protect your skin, utilize the resources, and make sure you are getting the expert care you deserve.
Enjoy that Valley sun safely, Fresno, and we will talk to you next week.